Please don't spoil the movie by adding your own soundtrack.
Hello, hello.
Hey.
It is Spider-Man.
God, so unoriginal. My name is Katniss Everdeen.
Hotness Everdeen. I feel like I've chosen that one before.
I knew you were going to say that.
And welcome back to
Please Don't Spoil the Movie.
A podcast brought to you by sisters who love each other.
Sometimes.
How's life? Thanks for asking. I will be getting
Alright.
fired next week. Probably.
Oh, you haven't been watching the news? Are you serious?
Dead ass. I'm as dead ass as Trump's executive orders. That's how serious.
Wait, are you for real right now?
Probably like next week. I was hoping they would do it today, but they didn't.
Why?
He's been firing everybody. He's been flying. He's going to federal department by federal department by federal department. He's kicking out all the probationary employees, and he should be getting to the IRS next week. I think they started.
But you're the IRS. They need you. Don't he want the poor people's taxes or not?
Well, he wants everyone who's been there for long. Like, I guess this is his way of, he just don't want to pay us. He's thinning the herd. So he's going to be cutting all the probationary employees. So
I haven't been tuned in to anything that's going on because I have deleted the Twitter app. I have hidden, because I don't want to delete TikTok, because if I delete it, I won't be able to download it. But I've hid the TikTok app off of my phone, and I'm not on Instagram. So I don't know what's going on in the world. And the only app that I'm actively on is RedNote, and that's nothing but, Asian content.
Oh.
And it's bliss. Okay? It's peace on earth, not knowing what the fuck he's doing.
Yeah.
And this is crazy.
Yeah,
This is why I'm so shell-shocked. You're going to lose your job in 7 days' time?
7 days, girl. So Monday is a federal holiday. My first, and I guess my last federal holiday. So I'm assuming by Tuesday or Wednesday, I think they've we've been on Reddit. So
did they say hey, you're probably gonna get fired?
girl, no, my freaking managers and my supervisors are always like business as usual. But we're on Reddit. We're watching the news. The Washington Post, New York Times, Trump is planning on firing so and so amount of probationary employees sometime. Some people said Friday, as today, but it didn't happen so far. But he liked to do stuff at night, so who knows?
Oh.
Or as early as next week. So it should be coming very shortly. Luckily I started with, it was
he's really getting in there.
Oh,
and
he is
fucking shit up.
him and Musk. He's
And
not
it's like-
even American.
He's not even
South
hiding it. You lose your job, your life is ruined, you get to be deported. What's going on?
They don't care. For some reason, he thinks federal government employees are bums, which is crazy because
He's a fucking
part
federal
of the government.
Yeah, you're a federal employee.
You're a federal
nigga.
fucking
The
boy.
fuck?
So it's fucking Elon Musk, but he's been doing it each week. He's been cutting people from. I mean, luckily he's been shutting down agencies, but right now he's shutting down probationary employees. So, and the lady who's in charge of my region sent an email today and was one of the things she said was we know there's a lot of rumors going around about probationary employees. Don't listen to them. Rumors?
I hope they do that shit because
Washington
next week
Post-
they fire everybody.
I was the Washington Post is not a rumor.
Right.
New York
These are
Times
the
is not a
facts
rumor.
and figures, honey.
It's just, it wasn't if, it was when.
What?
And he just, so people,
So how do you feel about this?
so it's a up and down. It's a whirlwind.
Okay. If you get fired,
When I get fired, yes.
let's just keep saying if. Let's play the optimism role.
Oh, I know.
If you get fired, are you going to go back to Ochsner? Will they take you? Are
I'm
you going to go
definitely
back to
not going-
Bourgeois Bennett? What are your...
I don't
Are you
know.
just going to be free and let your chancellor take care of you?
Yeah, I wish that was an option. Send him to work. Definitely not going back to Ochsner, or at least not my department. I'm not looking at their faces ever again. I'd rather shit my hand and clap. I could go back. I could go back to Bourgeois Bennett, or not to, because I wouldn't be there long term. But I think they would open me back with
Open
big
arms.
Yeah, love those people. Not if they're tax work, but I do miss them. Also,
What about a foundation for Louisiana? Would you go back to them?
I could text Auntie Dana,
Yeah.
but maybe. Yeah, I have. Or I can find a new job, or I don't know.
You can hit up my girl, my job hunter.
Right. I don't know if I got $1,000 to spare right now.
Okay. Don't put my business out there like that.
Yeah. Well, that's how much
I'm just kidding. I literally don't care.
Yeah, that's how much they cost. But I don't have the funds to donate.
If I have the funds, you have the funds.
But I won't have a job
You have savings.
that I've been tapping into to pay for a wedding.
I guess so.
Jesus, I have a little.
What an awful time to be unemployed.
And you know what's so funny? I have a friend's sister.
There we go.
Yeah, who got married a couple years back, and she was telling me, and I just learned this recently, that she, right before her wedding, she got fired from her job. And it was so funny. I was like, after she told me that, I was like, I'm gonna get fired from this job.
You know, you could be like Jan from The Office and just work on your relationship full time.
Jan from The Office? What relationship did she have?
Your full-time job could be you and Chancellor's relationship.
I wish Chancellor was that big of an idiot.
And start making candles.
Yeah. I don't think, yeah.
Serenity by Jordan.
Right. Unfortunately, Chancellor's not that big of a pushover. Or they're desperate. So.
You say you need to get there and make $1. This is craziness.
Yeah.
Okay, no, but like seriously, like, okay, what you gonna do?
I mean, I guess I got tomorrow. After this, after we finish recording, I'm gonna take a special treat. Wink, wink. I'm gonna edit a little bit, and I'm gonna pass the fuck out. And tomorrow,
it'll be tomorrow's problem.
Yeah, it'll be tomorrow's problem. I'll start applying for jobs then. But yeah, I've been up and down. I've cried. I've not cried. I've been like, we're gonna be fine. It's over. At this point, I'm just ready. I'm just fucking say it. Y'all can email.
What do people say? You know, getting fired was the best thing that ever happened to me. You can look at this as some sort of opportunity. Maybe the universe is trying to tell you something.
Yeah, but usually it's not telling everyone at the same time.
You don't listen. You can't listen to what everybody going through. Okay,
we're all going to do the same thing.
You don't know the other people besides the people who you work with. But
it's everyone in the IRS. I'm in a group message with some random people who are also probationary employees.
Oh, wow. Little Facebook group.
Yeah.
So forged together.
Between that, Reddit, I should probably get on a Facebook group. That's probably too negative, but yeah.
This is madness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It sucks. I like the people I was working with.
You know, you never know. What did Mom say?
I mean, she's a little less shocked to you because she's been paying attention.
I'm stunned. What the fuck? Well, at least this means you can celebrate Mardi Gras.
Right.
We've got to find the silver lining.
Yeah.
We got to
I was
find
like, because they were.
You can turn up at every single Mardi Gras parade. The one on Wednesday, the one on Thursday, the one on Friday, the one on Monday, the one on Tuesday. You ain't got to worry about, I got to go to work the next day. You can get fucked up at every single parade you want to. Any parade that your heart's desire. You're available.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
You're locked and loaded.
Mardi Gras is mine. I was thinking, I was like, if y'all motherfuckers fired me after Mardi Gras, I'm going to be so fucking pissed.
Oh, yeah. That would be so infuriating. I would be pissed.
They have some for like people, So like so my role was more like an auditor, like I audit people's tax returns. But there's like people who work for the IRS that like process tax returns and talk to like taxpayer, like you know, like if you need to go to the IRS and talk to somebody, that's a separate department than what I work in. But those people allegedly won't be getting fired this round since they're like more what do you call it? They like needed or like
forward facing. I don't know.
Yeah, not forward facing. What's the word?
Essential.
Essential. They're essential workers. But they're supposed to be getting fired after tax season in May. That's what the news is saying. Which is crazy because like if I knew y'all firing me, I'm not going to stick around.
Oh my god.
But yeah, so I was really hoping it was going to happen today so I can get it out the way, but we'll just have to wait till hopefully by Tuesday, because next thing I'm supposed to do all these trainings, and I haven't been paying attention to the trainings that I've been in, and I'm not, because I'm worried about if I'm going to have a job or not, and I do not want to sit. If one more person says it's business as usual, I will wring out their neck.
You'll lose your fucking shit.
I will lose my shit. They're like, we're fine. I'm like, y'all are fine. Y'all been here for 10 years. Y'all not going anywhere. Y'all need to.
Right. Y'all have to tell me that so I don't quit right now.
Some of y'all need to retire, which is the what Biden was trying to fix, because, you know, half of y'all about to leave soon. That's why he's trying to hire all these people. So some of them replace y'all, but guess next election. Or we might not even have an election by then. The US of A might have burned down.
I kind of hope. God damn it. Let's just start over. When is the revolution? Because I am ready.
No, it's crazy. I've heard talks are supposed to be going to war with Canada. Fucking Canada.
Oh my God. Not our neighbors of the North. Let's move on.
Yeah. It was like, I hope so, because I hope not, because Canada, great place. You guys aren't gonna make it.
You know, I just think
we got one thing going to us. It's the military.
This is life, you know?
This isn't life. This is extreme.
No, I'm not talking about us going to war with Canada. I'm talking about you losing your job. I'm getting back to the plot here, okay?
I feel like this is bigger. I feel like if it was just me, I'd have been like, yeah, this is life.
I mean, yes, there's obviously in the midst of you losing your job, there's something greater afoot that's happening. But I'm not talking about I'm talking about you. I'm talking about you. I'm talking to you, okay? You know, I think this is life. You know, we have our ups and our downs. You know, we have our hurdles. And, you know, there is going to be a silver platter on the other side of this for you. I'm thinking $100,000 income. I'm thinking you and Chancellor buy a home. I'm thinking your wildest dreams come true. I'm thinking you leave accounting altogether. Who knows?
Sure fucking hope so.
Who knows? But now the world will be your oyster.
Period. Let's go, girls. I hope so. I hope the world is my oyster. I'm going to accept that, even though, you know, I'm so
receive
negative,
it.
I'm going to receive that.
Receive it, accept it, manifest it.
Period. Let's do it.
All right.
Yeah. So I'm going to enjoy my 3-day weekend.
That's right. Oh yeah, you get Monday off. I don't even get Monday off.
This is new to me.
Yeah.
I can't even enjoy it, but I am gonna try to. But yeah.
Party up, because soon every weekend will be a 3-day weekend for you.
Every day weekend.
It'll be a
Happy
7-day
President's
weekend.
Day. Trump.
Every day is President's Day for you.
You have anything interesting going on in your life?
You know, I was going to talk about my little trip to Tokyo, but now I'm like, this bitch can't even afford to go, so what's the point of even talking about it?
Shit. What are you about to say about that?
Girl, so for those of you who don't know, I plan, and I'm speaking it, I will be going to Tokyo for my 30th birthday. I even hired a travel agent, and she sent over kind of like, a while back, she sent over like an itinerary with different days. She had me trying to go out there for like 12 days. I said, baby, I can do 5 to 6. And then so she kind of like sent back like a revised edit of like, you know, and I gave her a list of like, you know, this is what I want to do, blah, blah, blah. And then she gave me an itinerary based on that, like with like the price and stuff. And I was like,
yeah, it was like 5,000 more than that.
It was like 4,000.
Yeah.
And
Does
I
that
was
include
like,
the flight?
what?
Does that include the flight?
Oh,
Yeah.
$4,000? It was like
Yeah.
1,000 for the flight and like 3,000 for like everything else. And I was like,
Yeah. What did you think? 1,000?
I was thinking like, yeah, 2,500. 1,000 for the flight, 1,000 for maybe 2,000 for everything else. But 4,000?
What did she ask for a budget?
No, she didn't. Now I'm gonna have to give her one, and now I'm about to be like, take some shit off, take this shit out.
What is the most expensive thing? Oh, is
She
it the
didn't
hotel?
even really like. I don't know. I saw that money, and I got overwhelmed. I'm gonna have to look at it.
Yeah.
And then the main thing that I wanted to do, she didn't even put on there. I'm
What's
trying
the
to go
name?
to Disney World. You know they got Disney World
Oh.
Tokyo. I
Yeah,
said, bitch,
yeah.
that needs to be on there. She didn't even include that. I said, bitch, where's Disney World? Where's that?
Like Sam went to Disney World when she went to Japan.
What do you mean Japan? That's where we're going.
Yeah, I'm just saying that she went there.
Oh,
She
you
went on
said
a
it as
trip
if
there.
like, oh, she went to Disney World, but she went to like a different one.
No, she went to the Disney World in Japan.
Oh, she did?
Yeah. When she
Oh,
went.
I have to ask her about it.
Yeah. That was their honeymoon, so they were
Right. But they went to Singapore.
no, they might have, but they also went to Japan.
Oh, they did the whole thing.
Unless there's not a Disney World in Singapore, is there?
Not to my knowledge.
Yeah, they must have done both, but yeah.
Yeah, that's what she was sending me. She was like, oh, you start off in South Korea, in Seoul, and then go here. I said, hold on, I ain't say all that.
Oh,
Lauren.
okay, maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
Yeah, I said, Lauren, Tokyo. And that's it. Maybe little outskirts cities that I ain't never heard of, we could try them, but don't be having me going all the way to North Korea, Singapore. I ain't got time for that. I ain't got the budget, baby. What do you think I am? Who do you think I am?
Yeah, I'm only doing it for 5 days.
Right.
So.
I may be 30,
Yeah,
but I don't have a 30-year-old bank account.
that's right.
Okay?
Should be either.
That's right.
Who does in today's
Who
society?
does in today's world? What is a 30-year-old bank account? It's probably $5. So,
Yep, that's what mine's finna be. Starting over at 30.
you know,
30.
this is fine. This is fine.
Okay.
Speaking of Asia, think China. Think Mandarin. Think Hong Kong. Think foreign diplomat. Think Los Angeles. Think Chinatown. Think traffic. Think kidnapping. Think priceless artifacts. Think anonymous, unknown drug lord. Think a young
Chris Tucker?
Chris Tucker. Think a youthful, limber Jackie Chan. And that brings us to, drum roll please, Rush Hour. You know, I was
Hilarious movie.
literally thinking about this movie earlier, and I was like, why the fuck is this movie called Rush Hour? Nothing about this film has anything to do with traffic. The only time, and they probably only did this because they were like, this title has nothing to do with this movie. The only time they incorporate the name of the movie is when he shoots, the evil guy shoots the two drivers, and he's like, it's just Rush Hour. Without that, this movie has nothing to do with traffic.
Oh, but yeah.
It has nothing to do. I don't know why it wasn't called like International Detective.
Someone on Reddit.
Like something more on brand.
Why is Rush Hour called Rush Hour? Can't remember the movie having anything to do with rush hour traffic.
Like literally, like what happens in this movie that involves rush?
Yeah.
It should have been called Bomb Strapped to Little Girl's Chest.
I guess it's because the girl got kidnapped during a rush hour. They could have called it something else.
It irritated me. Summary. When a Chinese diplomat's daughter is kidnapped in Los Angeles, he calls in Hong Kong detective Lee, played by Jackie Chan, to assist the FBI with the case. I was waiting for there to be like a last name or a first name, and there wasn't. To assist with the FBI But the FBI doesn't want anything to do with Lee, and they dump him on the LAPD's wisecracking detective James Carter, played by Chris Tucker, to watch over him. Although Lee and Carter don't see eye to eye, they choose to work together to solve the case and rescue the girl all on their own. Ta-da!
Ta-da.
The film is a 1998 American buddy comedy action film written by Jim Koof and Ross Lamani and directed by Brett Ratner. The movie began as a spec script written in 1995 by Ross Lamani. A spec script is a script that you write and like you just like write it and like no one like you don't like, you know how like a studio will like be like, oh, write this movie for us.
Yeah.
This is just like, oh, I write this movie in hopes of it getting picked up or bought by somebody.
Yeah.
I had to look that up because I was like, what the fuck is that? So Ross, the writer, sold the film to Hollywood Pictures, a division of Walt Disney Company, but Brett Ratner, the director, was later attached. But once Joe Roth, chief of Disney Studios at the time, became concerned with the film's $34 million budget and Jackie Chan's lack, air quotes, lack an appeal to American audiences, the project was scrapped. Several studios, however, were interested in acquiring the project. New Line Cinema was confident in Ratner, the director, having done Money Talks with Chris Tucker. So they made a hard commitment to a budget, and the date and budget for Rush Hour was set.
Yes.
After the success of Rumble in the Bronx, the director, Ratner, wanted to put Chan in a buddy comedy. So Rumble in the Bronx is a Jackie Chan movie. So the director wanted to put Chan in a buddy comedy movie, not as a co-star or a sidekick, but on equal footing with the American star. Ratner, the director, flew to South Africa where Chan was filming a movie and pitched the film. A few days later, Chan agreed to star, and not long after flew to Los Angeles and met with Chris Tucker. Martin Lawrence, Wesley Snipes, Chris Rock, Eddie Murphy, and Dave Chappelle were considered for the role of Detective James Carter. Murphy turned down the role to do Holy Man instead, while Wesley Snipes turned down the role in favor of Blade, which was also a New Line Cinema movie. Chan wanted Lawrence for the role, but he turned it down due to a low offer. They didn't offer him enough money. So he's like,
That's, yeah, he was big around this time.
Yeah. But I
could
think he had already done like Bad Boys at this time. Like he already done like a buddy cop movie. Like,
right.
It
But I
was
feel like
just
he
been
always
too
like
repetitive. He always playing the cop.
Cop.
Yeah. It's just
So
like, we don't want to see that again from you for the 5th time.
I mean, yeah, I would be tired of it, but I feel like that was his typecasting.
I mean,
as long as
yeah,
the check
that was-
clears, I'll reach
Definitely. Rush Hour was the catalyst for the creation of the review website Rotten Tomatoes. Ching Dong, I think I'm pronouncing this name wrong, but the website's founder and a Jackie Chan fan was inspired to create the website after collecting all the reviews of Chan's Hong Kong action films as they were being released in the United States. In anticipation of Rush Hour, Chan's first major Hollywood crossover, he coded the website in 2 weeks, and the site went live shortly before the film's release.
Okay.
Isn't that crazy? This
That is
movie is
crazy.
the reason why we have Rotten Tomatoes.
That is crazy. Huh. Full circle moment, huh?
Isn't it?
Craziness.
Budget.
Jackie. Oh. 34 million?
No.
Oh. 40 million.
You're actually right. It was like 34.
Oh.
So like 37 million.
This is what he was gonna say. You told me about it already. I pay
I
attention.
know. I was like, I wonder if she's gonna remember that I said it already.
I'm a
like,
good
there's a
student.
50-50 chance that she doesn't.
Box office.
I say box office.
Okay.
Box office.
70 million.
No.
100 million. Am I
No.
too high? Or not high enough. It made a profit that 3 of these suckers.
Thank you. 70 million was like disgustingly low.
Okay, 150. 120?
No.
More than 150?
Yes.
200? 250?
$244 million.
Oh, sorry. You know,
Let's
we
give
usually
it
do,
up for the people of color.
you know, we usually do, you know, rom-coms. I'm not used to these big budget films and
You're not used to these big blockbuster action-packed films.
they're bringing in Marvel money, Fast and the Furious money. I'm not used to this.
Not quite.
How much is Marvel?
They typically bank over $1 billion, so
like Fast and Furious. What are they doing? Yeah.
maybe Fast and Furious 1.
Right, because they make 80 of those, so it's doing great.
Cast.
Yes. Would be.
Once I pull that up.
Chris Tucker.
Let's see here. Jackie Chan as Chief Inspector Lee, a cop from Hong Kong. Chris Tucker as Detective James Carter, a fast-talking, street-smart LAPD detective. I don't know about street-smart. Tom Winkinson as Thomas Griffin. Juntai, a British diplomat and colleague of Han's who is a secret top crime lord in Hong Kong. Tazli Ma as Consul Solan Han, Su Young's father and a Hong Kong diplomat. Kin Long as Sang, Juntai's second in command.
Hottie.
Elizabeth Pina as Detective Johnson, an aspiring bomb squad technician in the LAPD. Mark Ralston as FBI Special Agent Warren Russ. Rex Lynn as FBI Agent Dan Whitney, Russ's partner. And let's see. Oh, here she is. Julia Hashu as Su Young Han, Consul Han's daughter, who is kidnapped by a criminal organization.
Do you want to know what I read about her?
What did you read about her?
That she only auditioned for the part in hopes that she would get to meet Jackie Chan. But when she went to go audition, he of course wasn't there. But she later got to meet him because she was casted for the role.
Oh, okay, I see. I was like, oh, how adorable.
Isn't that it's cute? She was like, I just want to meet him. She made it into the movie. It's like, I just want to go meet Jackie Chan.
Well, I guess the innocence of her thinking that he would be at the audition is the adorable part.
Very cute.
Adorable children. They say the darnest things.
All right. Got anything else for us, mate?
That's all I got. Let's talk about this movie.
No, I want to do like gongs. Is that racist? Yeah. Ow, that hurt. Ow.
Buffoon. What you get for being racist?
I was trying to do a gong. That's not racist. That's just gong.
It's just gong.
Think of gong. That's the sound. Okay. So the movie begins in China.
Hong Kong, to be exact.
Oh, thank you. Hong Kong. And we see Detective Lee, and he is like on a boat. He's in
like a shipyard.
He's doing like an undercover. Well, not undercover. He's doing a raid.
He's doing a raid.
And the reason that he's doing this is so they can find the crime lord, John Tao. He's anonymous, but he runs this big gang. One of the things that he does is that he
has collected priceless ancient Chinese artifacts, but he's stolen them all. They're all stolen. That's one of his main, claims to fame.
Right.
Is that he be stealing all the Chinese artifacts. And he is at Detective Lee. He's at this shipyard trying to raid them of these priceless artifacts to get them, of course, back into the hands of the Chinese government.
And I don't know
rightfully belong.
I don't know if they mentioned this in the film, when I was on Wikipedia, they said the day they do this raid was the last day of the British rule in Hong Kong, which was June 30th, 1997.
Didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah. And I feel like that kind of plays part into it when you think about
Okay,
who
I
the
guess that makes
villain-
sense why we have this British guy around.
Yeah, who's the fucking
I
villain.
did not I was like, why
Yeah.
the fuck is this guy British?
Yeah. So
That makes sense. Didn't know that British was ruling Hong Kong. To know
yeah,
that.
me neither. And I was just like, did they say that anywhere in the film, or is that just like some
We're just supposed to
background?
know that.
Yeah, that I don't know.
I guess that was
But I was like,
knowledge in the 90s.
that makes sense why that British guy is there.
Yeah, because when I was watching the movie, I was like, why the fuck is this white guy
Why?
running the fucking show?
And you know, plot spoiler alert: the white guy is the evil guy. But you know what's funny? Because I was watching all the Rush Hours recently.
Uh-huh.
The evil guy is always the white guy.
Rightfully so. Just like
Whenever
in
there's an
any,
evil guy,
in any
he did
history
it.
book. Look at
That's all
president.
ones
Look at our
I know.
president.
Yes,
It's
and usually
pretty
they're
on
in like
brand.
they're like in out of the country. But anytime there's a white man that show up, they're like, "That's him.
It's him.
He did it."
Fuckery's
the problem.
afoot. I like
But
that.
yeah, yes. So Lee does the raid. He's able to collect all of the artifacts, but John 2's like side man. Well, one, he wasn't there, and like his side guy sang.
He's second in command.
gets away. So we got it's a win-lose situation. So the next
so
scene,
it's like we get the artifacts, but we don't capture John 2. Jantu? Jonte.
what the fuck is it? June
Jamal.
Tao.
John Tao.
June Tao.
June
June
Tao.
Tao.
We don't capture June Tao.
Or his
and
wife.
his second in command gets away.
Yes. But cut to it's dinner. So Lee shows up to dinner. That Solon Han. Am I saying the word? Is hosting. So this must be like the goodbye dinner. So it's mostly people from Hong Kong or Asian people, and there's one white guy, which is the British guy. So I think it's like a goodbye dinner or like a this is the end dinner, which makes sense.
So they are given the one British guy that's there, Thomas Griffin. He's giving this speech and he's talking to the Councilman Han, and he's just like, we're so saddened to be leaving you, but, the 15 years that we have worked together on trying to, rid Hong Kong of crime with the British forces, or whatever the fuck he's talking about.
That's why
Men like you don't come around often, and we're going to miss you, and you're going to do great in America, is what this
Right.
British guy, Thomas Griffin, is saying during his speech to Han. And Han's like, thanks, man. I'm going to miss you too. In comes Jackie Chan, Detective Lee, and he's got some news for Consul Han. And he's like, just want to let you know, we got all the priceless artifacts. Consul Han is ecstatic. He makes the news to the table. He's like, oh my goodness. We took down John Chu's organization. Did I say his name right?
Tao.
June Tao's organization.
Stop trying to say it American. Like,
I
you're
can't.
like June Tao. June Tao.
What am
Don't
I
pronounce
saying? What am I saying?
John
John
Two. John Two.
Oh,
You
June
said
Tao. June Tao. Okay.
You said John.
And he's like, we took down June Tao and we got all our stuff back. And everybody, including Thomas Griffin, are ecstatic. Clap, clap,
Yeah.
clap, clap, clap. Hooray, hooray, hooray.
So when I was watching the movie this time, I was like looking at his face to see if he gave anything away.
Me too.
He doesn't. He doesn't.
He
Absolutely
doesn't.
not.
But
Which is annoying.
he doesn't give anything away
Uh-huh.
to say that he lost all of his money instantly.
He's like, oh, did you find my things?
But then he's like, let's raise a glass to you. And when they show him raise the glass, he looks kind of evil then.
Oh,
Did you-
okay.
Did you notice?
No,
His face looks sinister.
I wasn't looking as hard when he. I only was looking hard when the guy first announced it, but I needed to look.
Yeah.
again.
Once they make the announcement, they do their hooray. He like makes another toast and he does one of these.
Okay, that makes me feel better because I was like, it's kind of not good acting that he didn't show anything.
Well, it would have given it away.
No, but he's but like that.
yeah.
You say he had to do something, even though you had to do a little something.
I mean, it wouldn't, but it still wouldn't have been like a.
It wouldn't have been like a anger, but it would have been like a
No, but I'm saying it wouldn't have been a a surprise. I feel like it should have been a plot twist when we realized it's him.
Yeah.
So if
You
he
know what I'm
did
saying?
too much,
Right. I'm not asking for a lot. I was asking for like a subtle something. You said they gave it. But I didn't think he didn't. I thought he didn't do anything. Is what I'm saying. He had to do something.
I guess.
You
So
have
then
to. Just look subtle.
after the dinner, we've said our hip hoorays, and Lee's leaving. He's stopped by Consul Han's daughter. What's her name?
I'm not. You don't know Soo Young.
Soo Young. Soo Young. I could think of the young part, but I couldn't think of the first part. Soo Young. And she punches him.
You're saying it weird.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Soo Young.
I
I don't know. Maybe it's me. You're saying it weird.
No, I'm not.
Say it
Soo
again.
Young, she comes out and she
There we
punches
go.
him.
That's a better.
And she's like, why didn't you tell us or tell me you weren't coming with us to America? And he was like, I was going to tell you. And she was like, when I left? And he was like,
Why?
look,
I don't understand why he's not coming.
why would he come? He's not their bodyguard. He's a Hong Kong detective.
But he could have been hired as his security
security
bodyguard.
guard?
Yeah. No, seriously. What is he doing now?
He's a detective. He's not a security guard.
Jade, he's sure he's a detective, but he's got to be that man's bodyguard. There's no reason why he would be that close to him. He's got to be something.
He's probably been working with him to help capture or take down Juntao.
Right. I just feel like he could have hired him as something in America. I mean,
That's
honestly,
not his passion. His passion isn't to be his bodyguard.
okay. I guess. I just didn't think he had much to live for in Hong Kong.
Oh, wow.
We
You
just
thought
picked up and
His
gone.
only reason for life was looking after this little girl.
Yeah, kind of. I kind of did think that. So the fact that you're saying
Well, you
that
shouldn't
might
have.
not be true is, it's eye-opening. But it's unfortunate because I really did think his life revolved around that girl and her dad. But yeah, now that you say it, maybe not.
Yeah, that's not his job.
Right. I guess
she's
it's not his job.
pissed
Right.
that he's not coming along to the Americas. And he's like, don't worry, you'll be fine. You'll make plenty of friends in America. And he gifts her with a necklace. Two,
Yeah.
we are now introduced to James Carter. Carter.
So we see James. He's in L.A., his hometown, his place of business.
The
Detectives
streets of L.A.
Streets of LA. Detective James Carter is also a detective, and he is on an undercover sting. We don't really know that at the beginning, I don't think, until later. But he meets this guy, and he's like, he's running late.
He's
The
meeting
guy's
this
like,
guy, Clyde.
Clyde's like, where you been? Blah, blah, blah. He's like, Clyde, I don't know what you're talking about, bro. I've been here the whole time. He's like, I literally just saw you pull up, so I don't know what you're talking about. But anywho, Clyde's got something for James. He opens his trunk. Within his trunk is C4, explosive. This motherfucker's selling bombs.
Yeah, and he's got it. And
You know what I love?
what?
The bomb guy is white. That was a choice. Because they could have done something really racist.
I guess you're right. They could have.
I appreciate that.
That's fair. You're
I
right.
appreciate that. I'm like, yeah.
I do appreciate that.
White people make
Clyde is an
bombs.
American redheaded man.
Yeah. So he's showing, the Carter's seeing the bombs. They're trying to make the sale. And then boom, bop, bam. Why is this black man in his parking lot? That's what the cop says. I'm just kidding. That's not what he says. But a cop pulls into the diner. He sees suspicious activity. And he's like, let me go fuck around and find out.
And then so now there are two cops in the parking lot. They have their guns drawn at Clyde and Detective Carter. And they're like, what's going on here? James is trying to de-escalate the situation.
Mhm,
Meanwhile, Clyde has now grabbed James and put a gun to his head. And he's telling the police, do not do anything. Y'all need to get the fuck out of here or I will shoot him. And James is like, don't worry, he's not going to shoot me. And Clyde's like, no, I'm so for real, I will shoot him. And James manages to get out of Clyde's arms and
He gets out of his arms. Clyde Clyde's on the ground. The police are still pointing at them, but Clyde has a gun on him. So he takes it out and he shoots one of the cops. And I think in like his leg. At this point, James pulls out his gun. Clyde is able to get away in the car. He's driving off and James is shooting at the car. And
Clyde still has the C4 in his car.
Clyde screams out his window, "What are you doing? I still have C4." Obviously, he's talking to himself because he can't hear him. But Carter makes the perfect shot, and I guess he shoots the C4 finally. James rolls out of the car just in time. Or Clyde rolls out of the car.
Yeah, the car explodes. Clyde has the sense to jump out.
And Carter is happy with himself. He's not even like, "Oh my God, what did I just do?" He does his famous Michael Jackson kick.
Yeah, he's not concerned that he just blew up a car in the middle of a Los Angeles highway. He's not concerned about the fact that there's 2 cops who have just been shot. He just knows that he's caught a perp. So,
you know what I love
goes up
about
to Clyde.
What Chris Tucker brings into this movie? That little kick, he always does a Michael Jackson dance.
That Chimone.
Like, Chimone. But I feel like that's just, they said he like ad-libbed a lot of parts in this movie.
That's what they say about everybody.
I believe him. Come on, I believe him. Also, yeah, I believe him. But yes. So Carter goes up to the guy.
Carter goes up to Clyde and he's like, "Also, by the way, I'm LAPD. You're arrested." So
Good
next
job.
day, Clyde is in jail. But James Carter is now at the Los Angeles precinct. He's
LAPD.
bragging about him putting Clyde in jail and there being an explosion and really 2 cops being shot. He's bragging about the whole night.
Yes.
When he really shouldn't be. And while he's doing all of this, in walks Detective Johnson, who I am obsessed with.
Oh,
I love her.
I was like, who is this guy? Yeah, she's perfect. I forget.
I love her
Johnson's
voice.
such a noble.
I love her haircut. I love her face. Everything about her I love.
I'm surprised she didn't do more as an actress.
She's no longer with us.
Oh, she died?
I'm devastated.
When?
I don't know, like 2015 or something.
What's that? When this movie came out? 1991.
1995. So she had some years to do some more things, but
yeah. Oh my God. What's she
I
die
know.
of? Cancer?
I really want to say like something with her liver.
Poor thing.
I know.
I was wondering. I was like, why do we never see her?
I know.
Such a pivotal part in this film.
She's so freaking cute.
R.I.P. man.
So Detective Johnson walks in. She is another detective at the Los Angeles Police Department. And she is reprimanding James Carter for not taking her on that bus because it involved a bomb. She's part of Bomb Squad. And she was actually assigned to accompany him. And he tells her, "Look, Johnson, I don't do partners. I'm not a partner guy. I do everything by myself."
That should have pissed me off.
She is basically like, that type of attitude is going to get you fucked up, okay? And you're on the verge of being suspended. And he's like, where'd you hear that?
I would have been so annoyed. If my specialty is bombs, I'm sure they don't come around often.
They don't
enough.
come around too often. They're a dime a dozen, those bomb cases.
Yes, and I need she was probably specifically assigned for that case just because of that, and he probably just got the case.
Right.
But it was probably her case.
And
to
then
be totally honest,
the whole car explosion, like that definitely would have not happened had she have been there.
Or if
because
anyone
she's
else
freaking bomb squad.
Because why would he shoot at the car?
Because he's stupid.
He could have killed people.
He could have.
But yeah, he did.
And that's why his ass is almost put on probation.
And it's crazy that he's never thought of him being fired did not cross his mind.
Yeah, this like being an issue, like you exploding a car and like getting 2 cops shot in the finger, like the fact that wasn't a concern of yours is astounding.
Crazy. Dumb. But yes. So at this point, Carter's boss. Wait, no.
Now we got Soo Young and Consul Han are now in America. They've made their way to the States.
They're in the
now
States.
In America. They've now made their way to the States. They're staying in this consulate that's nice as fuck.
Yeah, because he's a diplomat now.
He's a diplomat now. He's important people.
Yeah.
So Soo Young is on her way to school. She says goodbye to her father. They give each other a kiss, and she's
father was actually supposed to come in the car with him to drop her off to school, but he gets a call right before he walks off.
Oh, was he really?
Yeah, he gets a call. That's why he doesn't go drop her off at school. He goes back in the house and he's like, "Hello," and then no one's there.
No
on the
one
phone.
answers.
It was a setup.
So Soo-young gets in the car. She's escorted by these 2 drivers, and she's on the way to school. I guess it's rush hour. This is the only...
You gonna talk about the song?
No.
When you walk by
And
every night,
Mariah Carey's playing, and she's singing terribly.
It's an iconic scene.
It is. She looks very cute. She's very into the song.
Baby, I'm
So into you. Tell me if you only knew all the things that go through my mind.
and it's just a
Just a
sweet.
sweet fantasy, baby.
Yes, it's a perfect scene. But yes, we're
So
sitting in rush
fantasy
hour.
is playing, and we're in rush hour. This is the only form of rush hour you get this whole friggin' movie. So there's this cop directing traffic in the middle of rush hour. He's telling everybody to go left, except for the car that Soo-young is in. He tells them to divert right. Set up. So they go right. And then as they're driving down the road, a cop car pulls up in front of them and stops them immediately. The cop gets out of the car and stops them. The driver rolls down the window and says, "Officer, is there a problem?" He says, "No problem. It's just rush hour." And shoots the 2 drivers.
Hey, I know
Poor
that guy.
Oh, this guy happens to be the same guy that Lee ran into during his raid at the shipyard back in Hong Kong. This is Juntao. Did I say his name right? Juntao, right-hand man, saying.
That
And he
fucking
shoots
bastard.
the drivers in the head. Poor
Poor-
Soo-young.
Poor
She
Soo-young.
sees all of this. She's going to be traumatized for the rest of her
That
fucking
was
life.
crazy.
She
It's
just saw
crazy
2 men get fucking shot, dead, at close range. She has blood and guts all over her.
Right. And you would
And
think
she puts up a fight. Okay, that's Soo-young. She puts up a fight. Flang goes to the back seat to try and kidnap her. She's hitting him with her book bag. He tries to snatch her. He rips off her necklace that Detective Lee gave her. She runs out of the car, running down the street in terror and horror, but she's not quick enough. Because some motherfucker, this is a serious orchestrated event. Because there's people everywhere. Like she
There's
has
backup for the backup.
There's backup for the backup for the backup. Because Sang can't get her because she's putting up a fight and she's running down the street. Then a motherfucker on a fucking motorbike scoops her up. And then that motherfucker on the motorbike throws her into
So
a goddamn
unnecessary.
van.
I love that scene where she's like, I don't know why. She's like holding that teddy bear and she's like running. I love that scene.
The teddy
I
bear,
think
she
it-
has,
I think
she
it looks-
has to keep the teddy bear.
Yeah. I think it looks, the shot of it looks amazing.
Yeah, that poor Soo-young.
Yeah. That poor Soo-young. So
But she's been kidnapped.
she's been kidnapped. Cut to, we meet the FBI agents. They have names. There's 2 of them. I call them FBI.
The 2 FBI agents. I think Warren's the only one we really need to know.
Yeah.
The other
I
one's
called-
not important.
No, it's like,
Russ. Warren Russ. That's his name. Warren
yeah,
Russ.
I call those 2 FBI. I just call them the FBI.
FBI agent number 1 and FBI agent number 2.
So these are the 2 guys who are on this case, and they go to find the they meet-
Consul Hong.
and he's like at an event, which will come later into play, but
He's
it's
preparing for an event that he will be
Yeah.
hosting
Yes.
soon.
very soon to do with the artifacts. But anyway, they arrive there, and they say, "Han, can you come with us? What's going on? Your daughter's been kidnapped." Well, fuck.
So
What
now,
has ever happened? Could you
when has
imagine?
this has ever happened?
I come to America the
Right.
first weekend, my daughter
yeah.
gets kidnapped.
First weekend here. This is what's fucking happening.
Right. And I'm like, what is y'all security?
So now,
Why'd you even go right?
why did they even go right?
Why did they even go right? They should have known better. Is there a construction on the street? Over.
I don't know
No.
what you're talking about.
Like, I feel like the security guards who were watching the daughter should have been better.
The
So, like, when-
drivers?
No, those were security. Those was
Oh,
security.
I thought they
Oh,
were
no.
just drivers.
No, why would she? No, that was her security. They also drove the car, but they should have never went right. They should have went with
Why
traffic.
would they have known not to go right though? Like I'd have been like, okay.
No, but that's stuff that you do when you're protecting someone. You double check. Oh, over breakers or construction? No. What are you talking about, Steve? I've mapped the route to school 2 hours ago. You know every route. There's no construction.
I don't think
We
they should
talked
be
about this in the
faulted for
plan.
turning right
Nope.
because
It got them killed, Jade.
it did.
Got them fucking killed. And a girl
Sue
lost.
Young is kidnapped, and they
She
tell
gone.
Consul Han that she's kidnapped, and he's devastated. What is he to do? His house or his consulate home is now covered with FBI agents. They have to cross-check all of their workers. They have to increase security on the lawn, on the yard, standby guards everywhere. And Consul Han is like, look, I appreciate what y'all are doing for me, but look, I'm not American. My daughter not American. And although this country is nice, y'all done kidnapped my daughter. Okay? I want to send my own man out on the case.
Well, we can't allow that
Detective
to
number
happen.
1, Warren Russ, is like, look, Consul, I understand you probably have great men out there, but like, we're on it. And he's like, no. He's already on a plane. I expect him to be shown the same hospitality. I don't know the word that I was trying to use.
Be
Hospitality.
hospitable.
I hope that you're as hospitable to him
Word.
as you have been to moi. And he's
So-
like, hospitable as you've been to me. So now, detective number 1, FBI agent number 1, Warren Russ, and FBI agent number 2, guys whose name we don't remember, they step outside and they're like, okay, who are we going to get to watch Detective Lee because he can't come up in here and mucking up our case? And
Because it's one guy. He can't fuck us
FBI
up
number
that much.
2 suggests that why don't we call someone over from the LAPD? Because this is such a bullshit job, none of our people are going to want to do it. So we might as well call someone from the LAPD. They give the LAPD a call, and they're talking to James Carter. What are they? Sergeant? Sergeant. And he's like, you know what? I don't have anybody for that job. Who the fuck would want to do that? It's such a bullshit assignment. And then Carter walks by and he says, actually, you know what? I got the man for the job. And he tells Carter to come into his office. Carter enters the office and he's like, oh, Captain, look.
Captain, there it is. Yeah.
There we go. That's what it is. Captain, look, you can't read or believe anything that you read in the papers about last night and the incident. Look, you know, they're just lying. They like to lie to get a story. And
Right.
Captain's like, look, I don't really care about all that. I just got a call from the FBI. They got a case and they want you on it. And he's like, me? And he's like, yeah, the courage, the chutzpah that you showed the other night, that's what the FBI is looking for. They heard about what you've done. And look, they want you on a top secret case. This little girl, Chinese diplomat's daughter, she's been kidnapped. They want you on the job. And he's like, fucking right. I was born for this. I was born to be FBI. This little LAPD shit, this is just light work. I'm meant for bigger and better things, baby. And he's ecstatic. He takes the
So-
job.
He takes the job. So next scene, we see him arrive at the consulate in this very nice car. I'm like,
He
I don't
can't
like-
afford that car on a LAPD salary.
I don't like my cops crooked, and I know a crooked motherfucker when I see
Yeah,
him.
he's
That
like
car's
in
way
this
too nice.
like brand new. It looked like it would be modern in 2025.
right.
So if it looks modern in 1995, something's up. It's a brand new like sports car convertible. Bro, you ain't making in 1995 on an LAPD salary. You ain't making no more than
and
like
also,
50,000.
it almost looks collectible. Like what do you call it? Like
yeah, it looks like a one of a kind.
yeah, it looks like one of those cars that people
I don't
collect.
even know what kind of car it is.
Yeah.
but it looks expensive.
It's a lovely car. But he arrives in the consulate like he's hot shit. He's talking to everybody like, "Hi, it's me, James Carter."
James Carter,
Out
FBI.
of my way.
He don't even say LAPD. He says James Carter, FBI. What do you got? Everybody, I want you to cross the phone records. Double check where the girl goes to school. Do we speak to the grandmother? Who is she? What has she done? I need everything. I need all the information. Make me a copy of this right now.
That is
Detective
so
James
annoying.
Carter, pleased to meet you.
I would be so right. Who let
Nigga.
this man in here? I would be so like,
I would be so fucking
are you
irritated.
fucking kidding me?
And James Warren has that detective FBI agent number 1 has that exact look on his face. He's like, who the fuck is this guy?
And warranted.
And FBI agent number 2 is like, Detective Russ, this is James Carter. He's here for the special assignment. And he's like, this is our guy. So FBI agent number 1 / Warren Russ pulls Detective Carter aside and he tells him, hey, look, come take a walk with me. He tells them, look, I know you're here for this case, but what you're really here for is to babysit Detective Lee. He's a friend, close family friend of Counsel Han. We don't want him messing up, what we've got going on here, compromising, our investigation. So we need you to show him around, show him out on the town. And he's like, I didn't sign up for that. He's like, first of all, I don't have a partner. I don't do partners. Second of all, I'm not here to babysit. This isn't what I joined the FBI for. Okay? I came here to solve the case. And Warren Russ is like, okay, look, I'm tired of playing nice. You're here to babysit. That's the only reason why you're here. Go to the airport, go pick him up, and I don't want to see you two ever again until this investigation is over.
Mm-hmm. So what does Carter do? He go pick up Lee. We see Lee getting off his private plane, and the first thing Carter says is something along the lines,
I'm racist.
So, do you speak? No, he asks him, do you speak English? Lee gives him like a, I don't know what you're saying kind of look. And then Carter goes, do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Classic.
And Jackie Chan is just, or Detective Lee is just like being very ambiguous. He's not answering anything. He's not responding to him, which leads Carter to believe that he does not speak any English. And so Carter is continuing to whine and complain. He tells Lee to put his stuff in the car, tells him to get in the car, and he is whining in front of him about how he shouldn't be having to escort him around and how he is FBI and this is beneath him, although he's not FBI, but
he ain't shit. He's LAPD. So Lee gets in the car. They're driving around LA. The whole time, of course, Carter doesn't think Lee can understand him. And Lee asks, where is Soo? He pulls out a picture of Soo Young. He's like, where is Soo Young? I need to see Soo Young. And Carter's like, oh, you ain't going to see the girl. And at that point, Carter's like, you know what? I'm going to solve this case by myself. I don't need the FBI. I'm going to show them. I'm going to solve the case. And Lee just want to go to the consulate. But Carter's like, yeah, you're not.
He's like, yeah, you can't go to the consulate.
So,
sorry.
In order to get more information about what's going on, Carter goes to visit one of
all of his plugs, all of his
informants,
all of his guys. So first he goes to Chinatown. He tells Lee, hey, doesn't this look familiar? Probably looks just like home, doesn't it? Okay. And then he comes across this guy who's like passing out like pamphlets that he knows and has probably busted in the past. Let's call him Jimmy. I don't remember his name. And he goes up to Jimmy and he says, Jimmy, I need some info out of you. What do you know about a guy who's kidnapped a little girl? And he's like, I don't know anything about that.
He's like, I don't know about no kidnapping, but I have heard that someone's going around and buying up all of these guns and bombs, and he's paying big money. That's all I know. That's all the talk I've heard on the street. And Carter's like, okay, bet. I guess that'll have to do. He turns around looking for Lee, and unbeknownst to him, Lee's
nowhere
left the moment he turned his back. So he runs into the street to look for Lee. We see that Lee gets on one of those tour buses. Lee waves to Carter like, bye, you're not going to catch me. But he's got the wrong one. The bus takes off. Carter chases after it. Luckily, he is able to hop on the bus. He finds Lee at like the top of the bus, and he pulls a gun on Lee. Of course, there's a bus full of tourists. They're turn around, shocked, confused.
They're in awe.
And and all. Carter pulls out his bag. He's like, "Hey, it's okay, everyone. I'm LAPD, and this is a tour bus full of people, and they're from out of the country, and they're like, this is what America's about. Black man with a
They're
gun.
like, this is America. Let's take
this
pictures.
is America." So of course they take out their phones.
Black guy with a gun. Oh yeah. Snip, snip, snap,
exactly. Snap. They take out their phones. They're taking photos. Carter, of course, loves this because he's a bit full of himself, and he's taking photos. Oh, he's letting them take photos of him, and so he misses when Lee takes this opportunity to like hop on like a street sign, and he hangs from like a street sign in the middle.
He's doing all this
downtown
hardcore
LA.
shit.
Yes. He is able to like jump into like a truck that's passing by that's filled with hay or something, and he's able to escape. He gets in a taxi. Carter's still on the bus. He finally gets off the bus, and he sees that Lee gets into a taxi. He sees a motorcycle and a person on it. He tells the person, "Get off, LAPD." He hops on the motorcycle. When he first got on it, I thought this was the end for him. It was not a smooth. I was like, does he know how to ride a motorcycle? Because I don't know, it's like sketchy the way he hops on. But maybe that's how you hop on a motorcycle really fast. But he chases the taxi down on the stolen motorcycle. He's able to pull over the taxi driver. And he gets Lee out of the car at gunpoint.
And then Lee, being the kung fu master that he is able to grab the gun out of Carter's hands and points the gun at Carter. And then Carter's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Hey, remember me, buddy, old pal? Then the cab driver gets out and points a gun at both of them. And now both of them drop their weapons. And the cab driver is like, what the fuck's going on here? And Lee responds, hey, I was just teaching my friend how to grab a gun from a perp. We're both cops. And Carter looks at Lee like, you can speak fucking English?
Gotcha,
Next
bitch.
scene, Carter is walking with Lee and is like, you didn't tell me you could speak fucking English. And Lee's like, I didn't say I couldn't speak English. You just assumed.
You assumed and you ran your effing mouth. And he was like, sometimes I just like the people to talk.
Yeah.
To get some information out of them.
And then so the two somehow get back to Carter's car and they hop in his car and they talk a little bit more about the case. And Lee is keep on expressing that he wants to go to the consulate. He wants to help with the case. He wants to see Consul Han. Mm-hmm. And Carter's like, we can't do that.
Yeah.
But we can make a different stop at a different location and see if we can find out more information. That's what they do. So they go to another stop. I don't know. It's like a bar, a hole in the wall.
Bar, yeah.
Yeah. So he goes in there.
But after he comes into the bar and he's like, follow my lead, he goes up to a black guy and he goes, what's up, my nigga? Come to play shortly soon. So he's messing with the people. He's every black person he sees, he says, what's up, my nigga? And eventually he goes to the back. He pulls out his gun. There's a couple people back there playing poker, and like he pulls out a gun on like the guy in charge. You can tell like he has like a red suit on. He looks like almost like a pimp.
He's the leader of the Pax.
Yes. So he pulls the gun on him. He's like, what's going on here? I need information about the kidnapping or something like that.
And he's like, where's the girl? The guy in the red suit is like, what girl? He's like, the Chinese girl. He's like, what Chinese girl? He's like, the Chinese girl that got kidnapped. I don't know nothing about no Chinese girl that got kidnapped. And he said, you got 5 seconds to tell me about the Chinese girl who got kidnapped. I'm going to bust a cap in your ass. And then Carter tells Lee to go outside. And then Lee's like, well, I might have a few questions. And then Carter's like, what did I tell you earlier? Follow my lead and have my back. Go outside. And Lee's like, okay, fine. Lee goes outside. Carter was putting on a motherfucking show in front of Lee. He puts down his gun. And it turns out the guy in the red suit is his cousin. And he's like, I'm just messing with your man. I'm with this rookie and I'm showing him the ropes. It's his first time in LA. And I just wanted to show him the city. So they exchange pleasantries. And he inquires more about Soo Young and the kidnapping. And he tells him, the guy in the red suit tells Carter, he's like, I don't know anything about it, but I do know that there's this Asian guy who's buying up artifacts and buying up guns. And Carter's like, okay, cool, but what's his name? And he's like, I don't know his name. He's like, damn, ain't nobody know his name? And he's like, look, that's all I know. And he's like, all right, I'll see you on church on Sunday.
So while that's going on, outside in the main bar area, Lee goes up to a bartender and says, what's up, my
What's
nigga?
up, my niggas?
For the longest, I guess I never paid attention to the movie, but I always just thought he randomly said that. I realize now that he's saying that because
I thought
Lee
that
earlier
too.
told him to follow his lead. And he actually doesn't know what he's saying because I just assumed he knew it. What's up, my nigga? I was like, this movie is wild. But I guess he doesn't know what he's saying
Right.
to the guy. So
He
the
doesn't know
guy
what
is
that
like,
word means.
what did you just call me? And Lee goes, what's up, my nigga?
And
But-
of course, this does not end good. And the guy behind the bar snatches Lee up and begins to choke him. Lee, being the kung fu expert that he is able to break from the clutches of the man behind the bar. But, of course, more of the patrons in the bar, because, you know, all those hole-in-the-wall, dive bar, biker people stick together. And
Loyal
they
customers.
all begin to attack Lee. One of them comes out with what's them things called?
A pull stick.
A pool stick.
Not right. Yeah.
They try to attack him, and Lee's like, I don't want any trouble. While he's whooping their ass. He whoops the guy with the pool stick's ass. Another guy comes out, and Lee's like, look, I don't want any trouble. He whoops his ass. Another guy comes out, whoops his ass. He's like, I don't want any trouble. He whipping everybody's ass. Then he goes back to where Carter is in the room, and he's like, Carter,
Time to go.
I think we should go. And then Carter's like, okay, cool. He says bye to his cousin. He got the information that, or as much information as he needed, and the two make their exit.
So once again, they're back in the car. Lee's like, I want to go to the consulate to talk to my friend about his missing daughter. Lee's like, yeah, we're going to do that, blah, blah, blah. Lee's like, I got to make one more stop. I'm hungry. So they stop at like a corner store. Carter's like, do you want anything? And Lee's like, no. And before he could like know what's going on,
he's like,
Carter
I promise,
changed.
I know I've been wasting your time. Before, I'm going to get in here. I'm going to grab a cup of food. And then after I come back, I'll take you wherever you want to go. And he's like, is that a deal? And Lee's like, yes, thank you, fine. And then Carter's like, let's shake on it. And just as he grabs his hand to shake him, Carter handcuffs him to the steering wheel. And then he's like, all right, I'm going to go get my food now. So then he goes in to grab his food. He comes back out. He gets a burrito. He comes back out. And Lee and his steering wheel are both gone. That's what he get. You thought you was fucking slick. Why would you lie to him like that? That was rude.
Because he don't want to get fired and he still thinks he has a chance with the FBI.
Well, he doesn't.
So the next scene, Lee has arrived at the consulate with handcuffed to like a steering wheel. And he rolls up to the gate. The people, the armed guys at the gate, they're like, who are you? Lee, he says, I'm here for Soo Young. No, I'm here for Soo Young. And on the walkie-talkie to the guys like in the house, they go, he's asking about the daughter. And they pull out his guns and everyone's on alert because they think that he's got to do something with the kidnapping.
Right.
Totally forget that. I don't know. It's like the worst way he could have handled that. I feel like there was a better way we could communicate.
Yeah, he could have just been like, I'm
so-and-so's friend.
a friend of Consul Han. He flew me in here.
Yes.
He flew me out here. But he's like, I'm here for the girl. And then,
I
of
don't know.
course,
What happens to de-escalate a situation? Like they just pull your guns out instantly?
yeah, they
seriously.
escalate the situation, but he also escalated the situation. So he just says, I'm here for the girl. And all the cops draw their guns. Him, being the kung fu expert that he is able to disable the two guards at the door. And he hops the wall or the fence to the house and is able to make his way onto the property. Meanwhile, all of the other FBI agents and the other police officer and guards are trying to get Consul Han to safety because they think that Lee is an intruder. Lee is trying to maneuver his way into the house. He just climbs a damn tree, shimmies up the tree, from the tree, he jumps through a window and makes his way into the house. And he is seen by Consul Han. And Consul Han is like, oh, Lee, it's you. He tells the other FBI agents, and he's like, I think there's been a misunderstanding. It's a mistake. This is Detective Lee.
So after a while, because when Lee got there, I feel like it was daytime. And by the time Carter gets there with his car that he can't drive because the steering wheel's missing, it is nighttime. He pulls up. I thought it was
He pulls
funny
up in
that
a tow truck.
I thought it was actually funny that he brought his car there. Because why would you do that?
Because he
Not
got to
only
get
did you lose-
the steering wheel.
I know, but like bring it to your house. That's
I
kind of
guess.
embarrassing. Like, gotta bring my car to my job.
Yeah, he should have just called it a taxi.
Or you just parked it outside. The fact that it goes inside the consulate is hilarious to me.
Yeah, he pulls up in an actual fucking tow truck.
So he arrives, and of course he's in trouble because Lee is here, and it was his job to watch Lee and make sure
And keep him
that this didn't happen.
away from the consulate.
Which is also like really kind of fucked up for like the main guy. You just thought I was too stupid to remember my friend was coming in town.
Right. Like, hello.
Like, okay, y'all maybe to let it slide the first night, but like in the morning, I'm like, where's my friend?
Precisely.
Like, is he dead?
He
Is
should
he
be
on the
here by
plane?
now.
Like, you just thought the problem was just going to disappear. So silly.
So Carter walks into the consulate and he is walking like he owns the place. He walks into FBI agent number 1, Warren Russ, and FBI agent number 2. And they're like, what the fuck? You were supposed to be watching him. He should not be here. You should not be here. And then Consul Han comes in with Lee and he asks James Carter, who is he? And Lee explains that this is his partner and they have been working together to solve the case, and that Carter is just as passionate as Lee in finding out who has kidnapped Soo Young.
Right.
And the consul's like, oh, well, thank you. We're so happy to have you here. We're so happy to have you on the case. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Just as this is going on, Warren Russ is about to pull Carter aside to, really give it to him.
Right.
And
too bad.
the phone rings. Carter picks it up and he's like, hello. And who is it? It's Sang on the other line. Juntai's second hand man. His second in command. He's on the phone.
Yes.
He calls. He's like, I want to speak to the FBI. James Carter is like, this is the FBI. And he's like, okay, cool. These are my demands. I want $20 million in 20.
Hold on. Let me get a pen. Let me get a pen.
Okay, I want $20 million in 20s. I want $10 million in 10s. I want $5 million in 5s. I want $15 million in hundreds.
$50,000. You want some fries with that too?
What
Carter
is your
says.
name? What's my name? What's your name? Us. So, my name is James Carter. What your name is?
No, what did I say? What do you think you kidnapped Chelsea Carter?
Oh, yeah. He like $1 million. What? You get that? Chelsea Clinton.
Chelsea Clinton.
What is your name? What's my name? Name. He was like, I just want to know who I'm talking to so I can tell Consul Han who's the reason behind his daughter getting shot because you talk too much.
Whoa, whoa,
He
whoa,
said,
whoa.
okay, look, hold on, bro.
it's
Hold
okay,
on. I don't
man.
even like them like that,
Chill.
okay? I'm
Right,
gonna get you your money
Yeah,
and
yeah,
maybe
yeah,
we can work
yeah.
something out because I don't even work with them
down.
like that.
Yeah.
I don't really fuck with the FBI like that anyway.
He could have got that late. He played too much. He could have really why would you joke at a time like
Right.
this?
You want some fries with that?
With
What
that?
do you think this is?
Who do
Why
you
are
think-
you doing this?
It's also really insensitive to say who do you think you kidnapped Chelsea? Like his daughter
daughter is the equivalent, the
Yeah.
Chinese equivalent of fucking Chelsea Clinton.
right, and the dad's right there. Like, what do you?
Right,
She's
like-
worth every dime.
Yeah, fuck you.
Yes. Just because you don't find value in her, but
So
He's
they
nice.
agreed upon this price, but while James was on the phone with Sang, the FBI was able to detect where he was calling
Trace
from, doing
call.
those like cellular fucking shits. And they are able to deduce where Sang was calling from. They get his location. They all hop in their FBI cars. They bring out their men. They bring in the SWAT, reinforces, and they pull up at this abandoned complex. Carter and Lee are also there, and Lee, upon arrival, is like, something fishy is up. Some fuckery is afoot. I don't feel good about this. And then Carter's like, okay, let's go tell the FBI. He's like, okay, cool, come with me. He's like, all right, I'm right behind you. Carter disappears. Lee walks up to FBI agent number 1, Russ Warren, and FBI agent number 2, guy whose name we don't remember. And he's like, sir, Detective Warren, you must draw back your men. And Warren is like, someone get this guy away from me. And he's like, look, I understand that you know this girl. I mean, you have like a relationship with this girl, but the mere fact that you know her compromises your integrity on this case. Get the fuck away from here and get the fuck out of here. And he's like, sir, you have to listen to me. If you were asking for $70 million, would you be in a building like that? Which I didn't think was a good excuse to question what was going on, but whatever.
I feel like Lee probably just knew from working with or chasing at the Gentile so much. He probably knew their style, like how they operate.
He's like, if you're asking for X amount of money, would you be in an abandoned building? I'd be like, yeah, that's why I'm in this abandoned fucking building.
But I just feel like another part why they should have let him participate is like he knows this gang.
Yeah, that's true.
Like y'all should listen to him. He has a little insight. It might not be the right reason, but maybe it's just his gut. And just
it's in his feelings. He's got the stuff.
Like, I know these people.
So
they don't do anything below Manhattan or whatever.
The FBI make their way into the building. Lee was right. The place fucking explodes.
What?
Men are dead.
Men are dead.
Nobody important to the storyline, but people died.
People died, and they probably really should have done like a little more.
Yeah, like
I don't know, a little bit more before you went in there.
Yeah, you really thought it was going to be this fucking easy?
Yeah. But maybe, I guess they don't know about the explosions and like the stuff that they have.
Yeah, I guess they're not.
Carter's the only one that knows like they bought a lot of guns and someone bought a lot of explosions.
C4 and stuff.
Yeah.
So Lee turns around.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Everyone's looking at the explosion. Lee turns around to see whoever pulled this trigger got to still be around here. And he turns around, and who does he see? He sees Thang, and he runs after him. Carter sees Lee run, and he runs after him. And so both of them are running after Sang.
I always wondered, why would Sang be so close to it? But I guess, now that I think about it, he probably thought that no one there, obviously he didn't think Lee was going to be there because Lee is like the only person that would recognize him. I guess he just thought everyone else would just be like, oh, that's just some guy.
Yeah.
Because I was like, why would you wait so close? But like, I guess
he
no
was
one
so
knows
fucking close to the scene.
But he definitely didn't think Lee was going to be there, the one person who knows what he looks like. So I guess that's why.
He was very close to the scene.
So close. Area, like literally, and he's like 50 feet, like 20 feet behind the FBI. So close.
Like, dude, give him some distance.
Get somebody. Have you heard of binoculars?
Like, fuck.
They do great.
So they run after Sang, and Sang is on his feet, but Lee's right behind him. And you know how, are they in Los Angeles? Girl, I was about to say they was in Manhattan. You said they was in Manhattan.
Yeah, I didn't, yeah.
They're not. That's what threw me off.
Big cities.
They're in a large metropolitan city. So Sang is running, and y'all know how they be having them like stairs that
fire
leading up to apartments? Them fire escapes. That's what them is?
The ladders for fire escapes, yeah.
Oh, them fire escapes. He shimmies up a fire escape. Lee shimmies up the fire escape after him. He makes his way into another abandoned building. And Carter soon follows. They're in the dark. He's looking around. He's looking for him. Sang finds an axe, throws it at Lee, almost hits Carter with the axe, and then he runs over this bridge that is in the building, and Sang almost falls through. He doesn't, though. Lee runs after him, noticing that the bridge is rickety, and he turns to Carter and tells him to stop running. Because your weight and my weight will crush this bridge. Carter don't fucking listen, and he runs over it anyway, and they fall through the goddamn ceiling onto the ground.
Lee and my favorite part is when Carter gets up. He's like, "Why you tell me the bridge was gonna fall?"
And he's like, I did. And he's like, you did. He's like, I did.
did.
And he's like, I told you stop. I know what you be saying.
I also read that this movie was like the first Jackie Chan movie that he did without a dub voiceover.
Oh.
And he really still didn't know English that well. So a lot of the stuff that he's saying, like if you watch like the bloopers for like the third one when they're in Paris, he'll say something. He'll be like, "What did I just say? Did y'all make me say a bad word?" Like he really don't be knowing what he's saying sometimes. And even I would think, okay, I was like the first one, okay, maybe you don't know, but by the third one, I'm like, you don't know something.
You just haven't learned the language.
Yes. Yeah, 3 American movies, but he just be guessing.
I guess so. He's like, whatever y'all tell me, I'll just say it.
Yeah.
So they fall through the ceiling. Sang has managed to escape, but he leaves behind some sort of remote. A detonator, if you will. So now they must inquire about what this is. Who other to go to than the one, the only, the stunning, the beautiful, the enchantress that is Detective Johnson. They pull up at the LAPD headquarters, and Detective Johnson is practicing on how to detonate a bomb because she's bomb squad, right? And Lee and Carter pull up on her. They fuck up her work, what she was trying to do. And she's irritated at the sight of Carter. And she's like, why are you here? What do you want? Why are you bothering me? And he's like, look, honey bun, hot stuff. I want to know what this is. And he gives her the remote. And she's like, it's not American. It looks like it could either open up a garage or, blow up some C4. And then Carter's like, C4? And she's like, yeah, C4. And he's like, oh my God, Johnson, you have no idea how much you helped me. Thank you so much. I'm sorry that I told everybody at the Christmas party that we were sleeping together. And
you
she's
did
like,
what?
What the fuck? And then Lee's like, he's joking. And they leave.
On to prison. We got to go visit our old pal Clive.
Because Clive also had C4 in his trunk.
He's a bomb guy.
When he got arrested. So he knows all about C4. This is a detonator that can explode C4, and Clyde had C4 in his car, so he might know. So they pay a visit to their old friend Clyde. They visit him. Clyde comes out. He's like, he sees Carter. He's like, oh my God, not you. What the fuck do you want? He's like, Clyde, is there any way to treat an old friend? And he asks them about the detonator and the C4. Clyde's not giving them anything. He's like, I'm not talking to you. I don't fuck with you. I don't know what that is.
I'm not a rat bastard.
I don't know about nothing about no little girl. I don't know nothing. And then Lee is like, look. He shows him a picture of Soo Young, and he's like, look, I don't care about you, and I don't care about him, but I do care about this little girl. Please give us something. And he tells him it's C4, the guy that they're looking for, his name is Juntao, and that they can find him at the Ming Chow restaurant.
No.
In downtown Chinatown.
Fo Chow.
Fo Chow. I knew it was some Chow.
In Chinatown.
Fo Chow restaurant down in Chinatown. And Lee says, thank you.
So Lee and Carter, they head down to Chinatown to scope out like the scene, to wait for Juntao to go into Fo Chow so they could, find the girl, arrest him, save the day. So, but, in detective work and stakeouts, there's a lot of wait times, a lot of downtime. So in this time, we see Lee and Carter, become closer to acquaint themselves with one another. They're bonding.
They're spending quality time together. They're getting to know each other. They're talking about their dads. They're talking about how both of their dads were cops. And they're talking about War, the song.
They're listening to... Hold on. You said it like they just started talking about the song. War, huh? But they are listening to the song over the radio, and then like Lee is
what is it good for?
Lee is like saying, "Wah, y'all, wah," and you are. Carter's making fun of the way he's saying it. He's correcting him, and like then they started playing with the guns, and Lee teaches Carter how to snatch the gun.
how to snatch the gun out of somebody's hand. So they're spending a lot of quality time together.
They get like
Lee is introducing Carter to, exotic Chinese food that Carter's never had before. So they're really spending a lot of quality time together. They're bonding. It's very cute.
But while they're doing that, back at the consulate, the father and the FBI people, they're trying to plan for a second drop off. But this time, because of the bullshit they pulled last time, the ransom has gone up. And I think now it's like 70. Before it was like 50. If I stand corrected.
I think after this, the ransom goes up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No. Oh, after this one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Anyway. But so they're preparing for another drop off. This time it's gonna be in Chinatown. I'm assuming it's gonna be at Chow Phone. Yeah, Fo Chow's place, which happens to be where Carter and Lee are. So they're preparing for that. But Carter and Lee are back in Chinatown waiting outside of Fo Chow.
So neither of the two parties know what either party is doing.
Yes. So at this point, they're Carter and Lee, they've eaten, they're waiting, and they finally see Sang go into Fo Chow. Carter's like, okay, I'm going to go in by myself because they don't know me and I'm a black man. I can blend in. You stay out here.
I can blend in.
You stay out here and we'll reconvene shortly. Pretend like you're a tourist, which was funny because I'm like, he is. So Lee Carter goes in there and goes up to the hostess and he was like, I need to speak with Ju Tao. The lady's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Look, girl, I ain't got all day here. I need to speak to Ju Tao. You think I came all the way up to Chinatown for nothing? And she's like, oh, okay, have a seat. I'll go get you Ju Tao.
So he sits down. They go upstairs. The waitress goes upstairs. She informs saying that someone is asking for Ju Tao. And they look on the camera and they see that it is Carter. And then the room pans and Sang turns to what is believed to be Ju Tao. And then we see that Ju Tao is Thomas Griffin, the British diplomat.
I was like, y'all really just gonna let this white man tell y'all what to do?
That is literally what I thought too. I was like,
gang?
whoa. You mean to tell me this powerful Chinese dynasty that y'all have going on, you're going to let a white man run this shit?
Y'all, there was no one evil and rich in Hong Kong that could do this better?
Right. Y'all didn't want to have a leader of your own kind?
Yes.
You're letting this white man bark orders at you?
Right. And then I want to know, how did this all come about? How did he get all of y'all to be like under him?
Right. How did he convince you guys? I'm certain he doesn't speak Mandarin. I know he doesn't know the language.
No.
He can't even relate to y'all.
Yeah, he can't even relate to y'all.
He's not even trying to be on y'all level.
And he's stealing y'all shit.
He's stealing y'all shit.
Your culture.
Your own culture.
To his wife. He's trying to take it to his mansion so he can look at it himself.
Right.
I don't know.
And bring it to his land.
Girl, crazy. Well, I forgot to mention, Lee's also very invested in this case because Ju Tao killed his father. Allegedly.
Oh.
Yeah.
I missed that.
Yeah, that's what he says. I think they're saying why he's eating. Yeah, when they're sharing dad stories. Because Carter's like, if Ju Tao's even real, and Lee's like, he's real. He killed my father. They're like,
oh, missed that.
Yeah,
missed that one.
Obviously, he doesn't know, the person who shot his father, but it was Ju Tao, I guess. Which is kind of weird because how would you know who shot him if we don't know who Ju Tao is?
Who Ju Tao is.
It's a minor plot hole.
Well, so it's revealed that this British man is Ju Tao. And so eventually Lee also walks into the restaurant. Ju Tao is able to see from security cameras that both Lee and Carter are in the building. And he tells Sang to get the girl and get her out of there because Su Yang is also being kept prisoner somewhere in that restaurant.
And you know what's crazy? They were really trying to they really just wanted the money and they were going to give your daughter back.
Yeah.
Didn't have to
just
be all
wanted
this.
the money.
They weren't even just going to we killed your daughter already. Whatever. They were just like,
Right.
yeah, we really want
He was just like, just give me my cash. You can have your little girl back.
Yes, exactly.
So Juntao leaves the restaurant in a van with Soo Young, who has a bomb attached to her. And Sang is left to take care of Lee and Carter. So the waitress who Carter was originally talking to goes back downstairs and she tells him, okay, Juntao will see you now. So he goes up and he's like, about goddamn time. And so he makes his way up there and there is no Juntao, just Sang and a few other members of this gang. And a fight ensues and he takes or tries to take all of them. He is unsuccessful and he is captured and they realize that he is also FBI.
He even has an FBI badge, which I was like, where did you get that from?
It wasn't an FBI badge.
I think so.
It
I
looked
think
like
because
it.
I think they
look
read
at it,
his.
This looked like a police badge. To me.
Oh well, I thought they read his badge and that's how they knew he was
Right.
FBI. I'm like, where'd you get that from? Who gave you a badge?
Who gave you an FBI badge?
There's got to be a deleted scene where he steals that.
Probably so. So just in the nick of time, as Sang gives orders to one of the men to kill Carter, in walks Lee. And he comes in saving the day, being the kung fu master that he is. And he's whooping ass and kicking butt.
So another fight ensues. It's 2 against like 6 people. Lee's doing a great amount of work. Carter is helping out where he can. In the end, Lee and Carter win the fight. They head downstairs. They head downstairs because a couple of the guys are still alive and they're shooting at them. And Lee and Carter are shooting back. They're able
the restaurant customers have run off in horror and fear.
Hoopla.
It's a hoopla. It's a hoopla. There's gunshots everywhere. Pow, 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 pow.
So they make it outside, and I don't know how the restaurant blows up, right? In the scene? I think it does.
Let me see.
Yeah. Yeah, I think one of the microwaves. Yeah, one of the not
Not
microwaves.
the microwave.
The stove or something catches on fire from like all the gunshots. Maybe there was C4 in there too.
Oh.
And the freaking restaurant explodes. I was like, I hope the waitresses got out. They're innocent in this.
I wouldn't say innocent,
They're
but
just working for the people. They're trying to get by.
they put
White man's America.
They put powder in Lee's tea.
They put
A
powder
white
in Lee's
powder.
tea? They did? They was trying to kill him?
If they was trying to do something to him, knock him out or something.
Well, you can't poison people, girl.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure she had on Soo Young's necklace.
Yes. One of them did have Soo Young's necklace on.
What a bitch. Like, why would you do that?
There's no way she might know that. Came
Like,
from
you
that little
fucker.
girl.
You're taking this little girl who you see is kidnapped and has a bomb strapped on her. You're going to take her necklace?
Yeah.
You're going to hell.
Well, I would assume that Sang took it off of Soo Young's neck. He's a dick. And then gave it to his girlfriend, quote unquote.
I guess.
That's my thought process. But she should have known that came from that little girl. I'm sure he didn't wrap it. I'm sure he just put it in her hand like.
Right. He was like, here.
But luckily, before they left the restaurant, before it exploded, Lee did grab that necklace back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he did. He did get that back in his possession. So Lee and Carter escaped the battle. They escaped the building they just blew up, and they're like running down the like an alleyway. Just as they make it to the street, the FBI shows up, and it's 2 FBI agents, the ones that can't fucking stand them, and they're like, "What the f are you doing here? Get these 2 imbeciles back to the consulate. They're in trouble, mighty trouble." If I was the dad, I would have thought my daughter died in that fire.
Oh,
I'd have been like, "What the fuck happened?" She clearly must have been in that place when it exploded. Like,
that's actually very true. Well, luckily, she wasn't. They got her out just in the nick of time. So everyone gets back to the consulate, and Detective Warren,
you're fired.
FBI agent number 1, explains to Carter that he has ruined this bust and that they were just about to get the girl. And because of their mischief, they left. They didn't, and the girl left, and now they are unable to get the daughter because of the fuckery that they have caused. They were just about to make the bus. They were just about to do it.
They were just about to do the ransom.
And they ruined it. And meanwhile, Lee is talking to Consul Han, and he's incredibly apologetic. And he's like, I'm so sorry. And then Consul Han is just like, I just got to leave this up to the FBI because you have not delivered.
Yeah.
And he tells him that a plane is going to be picking his ass up tomorrow. Yeah. Sending him back to Hong Kong.
I just got here. You mean I flew 24 hours to get here, and I'm gonna leave?
It's been there 2 days, right? It's been 2 days.
I assume.
I think it was day 2.
That night.
No,
I would like to say it was like one long day. That first day.
You're right. I think this is.
I think it was one long day. Yeah. You tell me I ain't getting my ass back on that plane.
Right, nigga. I need 2 days. I'm jet lagged.
Yes. And now I have to go back to Hong Kong. Shame. No, seriously, they take that shit.
Oh, right. So, Lee is sad to hear that he's being shipped back off to Hong Kong. And then Carter also comes into the room and apologizes. And Han is like, it's a little bit too late for all that. But the phone rings. We get a phone call and it's saying once again, and he puts the phone up to Soo Young and she's crying, she's whimpering, of course, because she's got a bomb strapped to her. And he's like, saying, look, fuck around one more time and I'm gonna kill this little girl. You think I'm playing? And he's like, okay, I'm sorry. And then he hangs up. So I guess it was
he's
just
like, now it's $70 million.
Now the ransom has gone up to $70 million.
I'm not kidnapping no little girl for under $100K. $50K was
50K. We're talking about millions. Why are you saying K?
Oh, sorry, not 50K. 100 million. And I definitely wouldn't be kidnapping anyone for 50 million. That's crazy.
Yeah, 50 million really wasn't that much.
Yeah, I was like 50 million.
Yeah, he should have
aim higher, sir.
Started with 100 minimum.
Yeah, kidnapping a little girl. I need to move.
Money coming from? Who paying for that? Because he don't got 70 million just like laying around.
That's true. I don't know.
Is that taxpayer dollars?
And I was also thinking, I was like, we don't negotiate with terrorists. So I'm not sure.
Right. You're
not sure who's
now. There's nothing we could do.
I'm not sure whose FBI is this, but that little girl wasn't getting that $70 million.
Yep, you wasn't getting your little girl back.
Yeah, she was gonna. They'd have been like, she's probably dead, and therefore she is dead. So we're not gonna go ahead and pay.
We can't help you.
So
the next day,
call your friend and see what he can do.
See what he can do. See what he could whip up. We can't help you.
Yes.
So the next day, Lee is headed to the airports. Consul Han is devastated because he doesn't know whether his granddaughter, his daughter, is going to live or die.
Yep.
And he is soon greeted by a friend, a guest, a new arrival that enters the villa. And who is it? Thomas Griffin.
Thomas Griffin.
His friend.
Girl, could you imagine? That's so mean. That's
fucked up. And then he hugs him. He's like, I'm so sorry, old friend. Liar! You're the one doing this. This is happening because of you.
You're doing it. You can't. It's literally like going to someone's funeral after you were the murderer.
It's ridiculous.
It's dark.
The phone rings once again. They're saying on the phone, he's like, look, we're going to do the money drop off at your little Chinese expo tonight. That's what we're going to do it. All right. And meanwhile, once they get off the phone, Thomas gives us a little backstory.
But he also tells him, like, Han, that, like, I really think you should really pay the rent.
Yeah,
you should
he's
really
like,
pay that.
If I were you,
I would really pay that.
just pay the money, bro.
Yes.
Like, just pay the guy.
Does no amount of money is worth the safety of your daughter.
You should really just do it. If
I
I were you, I would fucking pay up.
70 doesn't sound that crazy. That sounds like a great amount for a child.
You got that.
You got that.
You got that.
Right? He's got that, right, guys?
Like, he's got that.
You
Like,
got
you
that,
have
bro.
that.
You got that.
You have that. It's like I know you have it.
Yeah. So
Like, you're good for it.
Yeah, you're
right?
good for it, bro. You'll be fine. The
Totally.
estate will be fine.
Like, she'll be good as long as you, like,
fine.
pay, you know?
Yeah.
Like, don't forget.
This is chill, dude. This is super chill.
So, Carter is on the way to the airport to stop Lee from leaving. On his way, while he's in the car, he calls up the fabulous, the stunning, the effortlessly gorgeous Detective Johnson. She answers the phone. She's in her underwear. She's moving and grooving in her kitchen, listening to her jams. And she gets a call from this agitating ass voice. And she's like, oh, fuck. What do you want, Carter? And he's like, look, I'm sorry. I know I suck, but I need you to do me a huge favor. I think something's going down tonight. I need you to figure out where Consul Han's going to be tonight, and I need you to help me. And he's like, can you do that for me? And she's like, I can see. And he's like, no, bitch, I don't need you to see. I need you to do.
There's a
and
girl.
She's like, fine. So now she's in cahoots. So she's now part of the team. So now Carter's making his way to the airport. Somehow he gets one of those like airport like floor ground technician uniforms, and he's able to sneak onto the plane. He sneaks onto the plane. He tells Lee, you can't leave. We've got to stop this.
We got to save this little girl, dude.
We got to save Soo Young. And he's like, no, I must go. And I don't know. They start talking about
Carter
his
gets
daddy.
his sob story, but you want to know how my dad died? My dad died in a routine traffic stop. Because
some punk didn't want to get a ticket.
And you know what his partner did? His partner did nothing but there and watch. And you're the first guy that I truly loved like a partner. Not that last part, but basically.
Now we understand why he doesn't want a partner, because his father was killed and his partner did nothing.
Which is crazy. That's the reason why not to become a cop, not to not have a partner. I would have nipped that all in the butt.
Right, because partner or no partner, like,
you might die.
You might die.
You might die.
So. Like the partner might not help you live.
Right.
But it's like not gonna stop you from dying.
Yeah. So that making sense. But you know, everyone has to go through their own like therapy
journey.
Yeah, totally.
So Carter is able to convince Lee to stay. They get off the plane, and now they're making headway, and they're setting sights for the, I don't know, like it's some sort of expo, Chinese
art expo,
artifact expo.
We got him back, guys. We did it. We got him back. So they arrive.
We're at the expo. It's
a trio.
Night.
It's giving like Ocean's 12 mixed with 11. You know what I'm saying? The girls and the boys coming together. They're walking in there. We see Han, and he's has to act like everything's normal. Tonight will be the drop off, the ransom drop off, to give the bad guy $70 million, in that for him to get his daughter back. So in order to play like calm, he has to give his speech. He's up there giving his speech, and he's thinking about his daughter, and he's tearing up, and in the background all these moving parts are happening. Lee is there, and Lee and Carter are there, and Carter says something
there.
Yeah, and Carter says something along the lines of, "Oh, I know that guy," and Lee's like, "Who?" And Carter's like, "That white guy, Thomas, was at the restaurant yesterday." And Lee's like, "Huh? Ain't that interesting?
Why would he be there?
Why would he be there?" So while they're doing that, Han is up there. He's crying. He's getting emotional about the fact that his daughter is missing. Carter is like, you know what? We need to clear these people out of here so we can solve this case.
And he's like, anybody who stays got something to lose.
Yes, true. So he gets on like some kind of table thing, and he makes an announcement. He's like, everybody, you guys got to leave.
We got a threat on the building. Y'all are all in danger. We're going to have to clear this area, clear this room. And then nobody moves.
Yeah,
And he's like, did you hear what the fuck I just said? No. There's a bomb. Get out.
He's like, there's a bomb. And everyone's like, oh shit, he's not joking. So everyone's clearing
And then
the room.
everyone makes a run for it.
The
Now,
FBI
mind you, the real FBI thought Lee was on a plane and thought Carter was at his house. So the real FBI is also all around the area, all around the expo, the event. And they're like, why the fuck is this dude here? They're like, why is he doing this? He's ruining our whole plan. What is up with this dude?
Yes.
So
at one point, so like it's chaos. The guests are leaving. The FBI is looking at Carter like, what the hell is he doing here? And then Lee at one point sees Sang, like he's pretending to be like a bartender, and he sees Thomas go up to Sang, and they're very like they know each other. And he sees Sang give Thomas like a detonator, and then Lee's like, oh, he yells, Junta.
Junta! 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 Junta!
Could you imagine?
I'd be like, all right, nigga, come down,
at a
shut the
white
fuck
man.
up. Yeah, not too loud. Fuck.
I wonder why he chose Juntao. Like, what does Juntao mean? Like, is that like a cool? He was like, what's your evil Chinese mob boss name? He's like, Juntao.
Gotta be Juntao. It's the only
He's
thing.
like, it has to be. I won't do this unless it's Juntao.
It must be.
Oh. Juntao is a Chinese name where Jun means military or soldier and Tao means path or way, essentially translating to a military path or soldier's way. Nice. Anywho, so at this point, everyone's like, the FBI people are like, what's going on? Why is everybody here? Why is he saying Juntao? Who's the bad guy? Who's the good guy?
And Juntao ain't wasting no time to expose himself. He said, yep, that's me. Hello. I'm here. He turns to Council Han. He said, look, I got 50 milligrams of C4 wise to your daughter. Give me that 70 million or she explodes.
Mhm.
It's that simple.
And he explains also that the reason why he wants the $70 million because he owned these Chinese artifacts, and since they're no longer in his possession, he wants compensation for that. So I need that $70 million because you took $70 million in assets, so I'm going to need that in cash.
Because when they did that raid, they was raiding his shit at the beginning of the movie. And he said, I want my money's worth.
Which is crazy.
So he reveals why he did all of this. Sang comes out, points a gun at Lee, and Carter takes off to go find Soo
Young.
Sorry.
And then also, like, this whole time, Thomas has the detonator in his hand. He's like, try anything and I'll blow your daughter up.
So Carter sneaks off. He finds Soo Young outside the expo in an unmarked van and is able to find her. She has a bag over her head. He tells her everything's going to be okay. I'm FBI. She has the bomb attached to her. He tries to take it off. She said, no, don't take that shit off. Because I heard them say it will explode if it is taken off.
No, don't take that shit off.
No, leave them fingers right where the fuck they are. Or it's going to be the end of me
don't
and
do that
you.
now.
Don't do that. No.
No.
So he's like, okay, cool.
Playing F.
I'm going to go get my girl. She a bomb expert. She worked with LAPD, bomb squad. Don't worry. We're going to get this thing right off you. Okay?
So
no, that's not what happens.
Oh, yeah. So at this point, I guess he was like, I got to get the bomb close to the detonator. So if the detonator goes off, then the bomb goes off and the person, whatever. So he drives the car into like the building. And luckily, he ends up right before like Thomas and actually like pull the button. He gets out the car with Soo Young yeah. And he's like, "What you gonna do? You can't push the button. Push the button."
Yeah, he
He's
gets
so
out
big
the
and
car.
bad. Because at this point, they're so close. If the bomb explodes, then Thomas would die.
Right. Now everybody in the room, he done crashed the expo, ran into the building with the van. He's like, push the damn button. And Junetown's like, shut the fuck up. He turns to Sang and he's like, take care of this, please. And he leaves. And then Sang starts spraying bullets. I really didn't understand what was the point of that scene. I was like, this is so pointless.
Yeah, I think we just wanted to crash because I'm not sure
We
why
just
he.
need something
I
to
don't
look
know
at.
why he thought driving a girl
With a bomb
attached
strapped
to her through a building was a good idea.
made sense. That's why this nigga don't
Y'all
need to be on
could've
the
just
LAPD.
you could have went back in the door that you came out in.
That's why he got suspended.
That's why he got
his
suspended.
choices are irrational.
You know, in some movies, you're like, dang, why did the good guy lose his job? Or, oh man, he's trying
Right.
to, he needs to lose his job.
He needs to lose his job.
I'm not 100% sure that he's the good guy fully.
He needs to find another line of work.
Yes, for sure. So yes, bullets start flying, so it causes some commotion. Thomas is making his way to the roof so he can get on a helicopter and escape with the $70 million. Lee goes by Soo Young
And snatches up.
her up. They get in the van and they're like, okay, let's try to get this off. They call their trusty friend,
Detective Johnson.
She gets in the van. She's like, okay, let's get to work.
And
What we
she's
did
looking at the
mention-
colors.
From the earlier scene, when she was practicing the bomb, she was very nervous. So she can't even
Not an
fake.
expert.
She can't even, right. And she can't even fake like she knows what she's doing. So when she sees the bomb on Soo Young, she's not acting very reassuring. If I was Soo Young, I would have been like, who's
And
the
then
bitch you
Lee's
got?
like, I thought you knew how to do this. And she's like, it's a little different in the practice room.
Yeah. I would have been like, if I was Soo Young, I was like, why? Can we
But
just
let's
wait?
not touch it. Let's just wait.
You have this
Let's-
amateur trying to get this bomb off.
Let's call the bomb squad, the seasoned vets.
Let's
Where
figure
are
this out
they? another way.
But
But
luckily-
luckily, this today.
Because she is the queen that Jade claims she is, and she is able to disengage. No, what's the word?
Detonate.
No,
Not detonate. Disable.
disable the bomb, and she's able. And at this point, they're able to take it off of Soo Young. Lee grabs the bomb.
Now
and
the bomb can still explode
Yes.
with the detonator.
Yes.
She just made it to where it can be taken off of her and it not explode. Now that bitch can still
Oh,
explode, but it ain't gonna explode now that it's off of. It won't explode because we took it off of her.
at the very least. So at this point, Lee's like, "Oh, I have to go after Thomas for whatever reason." He's like, "I have to go after him with the bomb in my
Right.
hand.
In hand, I must bring
hand.
the bomb
I
with
must
me.
bring this bomb."
I
Um,
guess because he's like, if I'm near him with the bomb, he won't detonate the bomb.
That's true. Because he could blow it up and if there's no witnesses that he was there, he could still get away with all this.
Yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, Lee's trying to get to Junetown Thomas Jefferson. No, Thomas Griffin.
So
With
Thomas
the
Jefferson.
bomb. Thomas Griffin has a helicopter waiting for him outside. He's at the top of he done climbed up to the top of the building. And Lee, being the kung fu master that he is, he done found a way to climb up there as well.
Craziness. While that's going on, Carter sees Sang and he goes chase after him because they got beef because when they got in a fight earlier, Sang threw a towel in his face and he said, "You're bleeding. Clean
He
yourself
said,
off.
you should clean yourself off. You're
You're
bleeding.
It was very humanizing. Demoralizing. And Carter did not like it. So Sang is number one on his hit list. And when he sees him running away, he takes it upon himself to follow him. Sang makes it up to one of the offices that are in the warehouse. And Sang is trying to get some money because I guess some of the money hadn't been counting yet. So I wonder how much.
I didn't understand if he was trying to take some for himself.
Yeah. I think that's for him. I think at this point, this is for him. Unless Thomas calls him later on. I think at this point, he's like, I'm leaving with something.
Right.
Because this is falling to shit. But I don't think Thomas took all the $70 million. I wonder how much he had.
Yeah, I think he probably was like, I'm just gonna take what I could get.
What did you get?
Yeah, because
So, yeah.
he walks out of there with a
little bag.
briefcase. He said, "This is gonna be enough for today. I got to get out of here."
So Carter has found Sang and he's cornered him. and he pulls a gun on Sang, but Sang also has his gun, and also in the room is one of those FBI agents on the floor because he got shot from earlier.
Russ.
Yeah, so he got shot up earlier, so he's on the ground, still alive but shot. So Lee and Carter and Sang, they do like this Western standoff thing for whatever reason.
And then Sang tells Carter, he's like, "Put your gun down and fight me like a man." And then they're like, "Okay," on a count of 3. So they both lower their weaponry, but both of them were going to, con the other, and they both pull out a second guns and aim it at each other. Carter is quicker than Sang, and he
He's
shoots
got the quickest hands in LA.
He shoots him, and he kills him. And he goes up to Sang, throws a towel on him. He said, "You ought to wipe yourself off. You dead." I didn't like how he didn't say the exact same thing. I wanted him to say the exact same thing.
Like, it's supposed to be like harder. Like, I bled, but you're dead. You know what I'm saying? Anybody who makes me bleed my own blood must
Nobody
die.
makes me bleed my own blood.
Where's that from?
Dodgeball. Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
So yes, at this point, Carter has killed Sang, and he's also like saved the FBI agent guy. So he's
Warren Russ.
2 for 2. So while that's going on, Lee is at the top of this building, and him and Thomas are going at it. Lee has caught up with Thomas, and like
they're at the top of the building, but they're
top.
inside the building,
like the rafters or something.
Yeah, I don't know how this building is
Like,
built, but it's
when you
weird.
go to like a concert hall, like a stadium, and at the very top you can see like the people walking
those
around,
beams and shit.
yeah, playing with the lights and dropping shit.
Yeah,
they're
like
up there. So Lee and Thomas are getting into this fight. At one point, Thomas and Lee fall over the side of one of like the railings, and Lee's hanging on to something at the top, and then Thomas is hanging on to Lee, specifically the bomb jacket. He's hanging on to that to dear life because at one point Lee put it on. So as he's hanging on there, you can see that the bomb jacket is slowly starting to rip. And then at the bottom on the floor of the museum, Carter's standing there, and he's just watching.
Yeah,
He's watching what's going on.
Like,
He's
nigga,
like,
go get help.
Go do something. So
Do
at
something.
So as like the bomb jacket is tearing, eventually it tears and breaks off, and Thomas falls to his death, and Carter's just staring there, and he's like, "Damn, he did.
No, he did.
He's definitely dead." So Lee is still hanging up at the top, despite how fit and acrobatic he is. He can only do so much, and he's like slowly losing his grip. He sees Carter at the bottom. He's like, "Carter, do something, help!"
And he's like, "Okay, I'll just go get an ambulance. Hold up there for like 1 more hour." That's like not like this is not funny.
This is not
like,
funny.
And in 3 seconds, I will be dead.
This is not funny. This is not time for jokes. I'm
This is
literally
no
at any
time.
moment. So finally, Carter turns on his thinking cap. He sees like these big flags are hanging around the building, and he grabs one and he positions it under Lee, who is now falling from the roof. And luckily, he makes it just in time that Lee falls on the
It's like he turns it into like a slide.
Yeah,
It's like
he
a-
turns into a slide. It's like a big flag that he turns into a slide, and Lee falls on it. He safely lands on top of Carter, and the two have survived. I've always wanted to test this theory in real life to see if that would work.
I know, right? I feel like his force of hitting like the
Would break it.
I just think it would have like the force of him hitting it would have fallen out of his hands.
Yeah. Oh, that
like
part
Carter's
too.
hands. That's what
Yeah,
I
yeah,
thought.
yeah. I'd be like,
They would have need like 10 people on that
Yeah.
to that thing.
he'd have been hanging on for dear life.
But
yes.
it's a movie.
And they
But
live.
it's a movie. All's well that ends well. The precious artifacts are back into the People's Republic of China.
That's right. That's all we ever wanted.
Fucking Thomas Griffin. Juntao is now dead. He's been defeated. The bomb has been detonated or
Yeah.
disabled. Johnson is still hotter than ever. Soo Young is free of the bomb.
And she's with her daddy.
And she's reunited with her papa.
Yay, daddy, she says. He says, my little girl, I missed you. And all is well and ends well.
Yeah. She sees Lee. She punches him again, and she's like, "What took you so long?" I would have been like, "You ungrateful little girl.
No, he should
You
have
got one more time to hit me."
They have a wonderful relationship. That's basically his daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Basically.
And so everything is good. We finally have gotten out of the dark.
Yay. So I forgot where they say this, but we see Carter at the airport. Apparently, Han bought Lee and Carter a trip to Hong Kong as a thank you, as a vacation, as a, turn up. You saved a little girl, also my daughter.
Yeah.
At the airport, Carter is preparing to get on his flight, and the two FBI agents,
Warren Russ, FBI agent number 1, and FBI. Let me try that again.
Here we go.
Warren Russ, FBI agent number 1, and FBI agent number 2, whose name we don't remember, both come up to Carter at the ticketing booth counter where the gate agents live. And they tell him, "Hey, Carter, just want to let you know you did great on the case. And, whenever you're ready, there will be a spot waiting for you at the FBI." And Carter's like, "Oh, man, you serious? What an honor. Oh, my goodness. You know what? I'll tell you what. You could take that FBI position and shove it up your ass."
What?
James Carter, LAPD, bitch.
Ayo.
And he walks away.
I
think he should have taken the job.
Yeah. Don't be petty.
I don't think they were that, mean to him.
That
you
mean. They
weren't
were just
qualified to do this job, okay? You got lucky.
Yeah.
You weren't,
yeah.
should not have been on this case.
Yeah, he should have definitely taken the job. It's not like in this. Yeah, it's just, that's any job. You should definitely take that.
Yeah.
It's silly goose. Silly goose behavior.
I would like to say Warren Russ is not wrong in his treatment of you.
Oh,
no. He's not.
First of all, I didn't choose you. Your boss chose that, and obviously for good reason. Second of all, who the fuck do you think you are?
Seriously,
I've been working the FBI since I was 19.
So Carter makes it on the plane with Lee, and he's talking about how excited he is to go to China and be on vacation for 2 weeks, and that he is even taking up Chinese. And he gives a little line, a little phrase in Mandarin to Lee. And he's like, "Oh, you speak Chinese, huh?" And he said, "I never said I didn't. You assumed that I didn't."
Gotcha ass. And I think Lee starts singing.
And he asks him how long the flight is. And he's like, "It's about 15 hours. And he's like, 15 hours? What the fuck are we going to do for 15 hours? And then Lee puts on his headphones and he starts singing, "War. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing." Sing it again. And then Carter's like, "Oh, fuck no. Flight attendant, I need to change my seat."
And then the movie ends. And then Rush Hour 2 takes off exactly when they get off this effing plane.
That's so funny.
So funny.
I never realized that.
Yeah. It's just like straight to number 2. I love it.
Right. So is number 2 set in fucking 1998?
No, well, it should be, but that movie came out like 2-3 years later after.
Right, yeah, exactly.
And they could still do it because they both look so young still. But by the third one, it's like, oh yeah, this is some. I don't know how the third. Oh yeah, the third one, Chris Tucker is actually in traffic when it starts. Rush hour traffic.
Oh, finally, we get some actual Rush Hour. The
what
title of the movie.
I forgot to say how handsome Chris Tucker is in this movie.
Yeah, his eyes are just big. They're huge.
I think it's because he's so goofy. It takes away from his sex appeal. But the man is fine.
Yeah,
handsome
man. He is good looking.
His goofiness. I forget that he's handsome. But handsome man.
He cute or
Rush Hour,
whatever.
Jade. You think it's stand the test of time?
I didn't realize that they this. I hate movies that take place over a course of a day. I didn't realize this movie is only 2 days long.
It is 2 days.
I was like, they've only known each other for 2 days,
and then they go to Hong Kong together. Like in the second one, they act like they're best friends.
He thinks he dies in the second one, and he's so brokenhearted. I was like, you've known him for 4 days.
And we're not
you
even counting
always-
the plane ride.
Right. And counting the play right.
Yeah.
It always felt like they had known each other for years. This is picking
No.
up where the last one left off.
They just fast friends.
2 days later.
And I also wonder, like, do you think, like, they chose, like, an Asian guy and a black guy for, like, why did they, was it the actors that they chose, or did they want it to be an Asian guy and a black guy?
They wanted it to be. This is how the story was written.
Yeah. That's cool.
That's cool. That's nice.
Yeah, that's nice. I wonder if the guy was like, I would like to see more relationships between Asian and black because I wonder why that combination interests him.
It had never been done before.
Yeah, never been done. I say it should be done more often. It was fun. Surprised they
know.
haven't tried to remake that movie.
I'm surprised too. I'm surprised they haven't tried to come out with a number 4
Yeah.
or a remake.
Okay, if you have to choose from them doing number
Remake.
4
I mean,
or-
no. I mean, a 4.
or a completely new cast.
4. A 4.
4, yeah, me too. I don't think they're really, like, Jackie Chan is.
I was about to say, Jackie Chan is old though. Fuck.
Yeah. It would have to be one of those movies where they come back, but they have, like, a younger version of them, and they're, like, trying to teach them the ropes, and the young people don't want to listen, that vibe. It would have to be one of those.
See, I hate when they do that though. I
Yeah,
hate when it's
I hate
like,
when they do that
you
too.
giving me, I get the best of both worlds. You're giving me the new.
Yes.
This man is 70 years old. There's no
Yeah,
way a 4
That's what they're
is
trying to do,
happening.
the best of both worlds. That's how, like, Indiana
Yeah.
Jones was.
Yeah, like that shit. Well,
Yeah.
it was with Indiana Jones. But still.
But it was like Indy was, like, the old guy, and he was with, like, a girl version of him that was, like, the young girl version of him. And
I thought you were talking about the one with Shia LaBeouf.
no, I'm talking about that one. I'm talking about the one they had after that, where he was really
Oh.
old.
Oh, I didn't know about that one.
Now, the Shia LaBeouf one isn't bad. That was a good one. But there's
That's
one
why I
after
said that one works. But
Yeah,
I don't
no,
know.
there's one
I don't know
after
this
that.
version you're talking
Dude, there's
about.
one after that where he falls, and I'm like, well, that should have been the end of him. Like, there's no way
He should
he's
have died.
Yes, there's no way he's hopping out of
That
windows.
should have killed him.
Yes, but it was really good. But yeah,
Well,
great movie. Don't
all in
forget
all,
to
Like, rate, subscribe, follow, listen, comment. Even if it's a bad comment, do it anyway. No
Tell your
publicity
friends.
is bad publicity. Tell your friends, tell your
right.
cousins, tell your
And-
mom, tell your dad,
and you guys pay my bills. Thank you.
tell your MAGA friends. Just kidding. This space isn't for them.
I need money. Thank you.
Okay, it's been fun.
Fun.
Bye.